Hello again, welcome back. I thought what we do today is just a quick introduction to stenciling. So there are different ways you can stencil, there are different things you can use, but what you do need, I'm going to show you how to use this, but you don't need it. You absolutely do not need it. But the things that you will need is card or paper, whatever you use to practice with. I know we always say use printer paper, but you can just tear a sheet out of a notepad. You can just use anything to practice on, just till you get used to it. You will need inks. I am using these multicoloured ones today because I just want a bit of variety in my stenciling. You can obviously use whichever ones you like. Blending brushes or sponges. You can use makeup brushes, makeup sponges, a kitchen sponge. Just use whatever you have lying around the house to be able to blend in your ink. Something I forgot to get out, just excuse me a minute. This is what you can use to fasten down your card or whatever you're using and your stencil. You don't have to use this, this platform, but I am going to show you how to use this platform because they are very handy. This is my Sizzix one. It's the stenciling and stamping platform. As you can see, it's been well used. Not usually for stenciling, I usually just use it for stamping. But what you get with it is this little thing here. When you're using this for stenciling, you need to take off the cover. You're not going to need that. It's mainly if you're just stamping. Right, so as you can see, turn it round so that's at the bottom. First of all, you would need to place your card. Where did I put it? Or whatever you're using. So you could put that on there. Whatever project you have, just put your project on there. Cut it to which size you want, and then you'll know where you are. You can use these for placement. So I'm going to put this one on there because I'm going to use a fairly large stencil. Now this stencil I actually cut out myself, just this part here. This is proper stenciling sheet. It's very, very difficult to cut through, as you can see. That did not go well, even with my big shot. So I think a lot of it depends on the actual die that you use, because I used a die, like an edge die, to cut out, and it actually did go through my big shot. So I'll use this one first. These are little adapters that you can buy, so you can use your stencils on here like that. So what you would do, I'll use a purple one. If I can find my purple ink. Oh, I don't know where it's gone. I'll use my blue ink. Take out your little brush. So I'm going to move that over there a minute because I am going to stamp off the colour because I don't want it too vibrant on the stencil. So I'm just going to do that. I could use just the one colour, I could use 2, 3, 4. And you just put that on there and hold it down and just start colouring like that. Then if you wanted to, you could change to another colour. And use the pink. Stamp it off a little bit. Blend it in. You can use as many colours as you like. I'll go back to the blue now, see what happens. Blend it over the other colour. And then when you take it off, you get that. Isn't that a beautiful effect? That's really lovely. I love that. This can just be cleaned with water. I'll do that in a bit. That's one type. the one you can make yourself. So if you have a die that you can cut out on a stencil sheet, or to be honest, even a piece of thick cardstock, you could use a piece of thick cardstock as a stencil and just cut out whichever pattern die that you want and use that as a stencil. You're probably only going to get a few uses out of it, but it doesn't matter. It's a cheap way to do it. I have another one here. I'm just going to colour over that. No one's going to care. So again, using one of these little adapters, and put that on and it holds it in place. And then again, I'll just use the blue again. Snap it off. And then you can just start stenciling. Yeah, this is a cheap one from Temu. It's not doing so well. So that's how you use the board anyway. It does hold them on nicely, and you can hold them in place so your card's not shaking about, your stencil's not shaking all over the place. That's really good. I shall put that away and I shall show you another way to do it. Okay, I'll just move that out of the way. Another way to stencil is to use the tape just to tack everything down. So this should lift up. This tape here should lift up after you've used it without tearing. I usually use the Scotch low-tack tape, but I'll just use this for now. So you would put that down, maybe put a bit on each side if your stencil's quite big. Find your stencil. Where is it? Find a stencil, any stencil. I'll find one I haven't used before. Just a little pack here, I think, from Temu. And then put it where you want it. And then you can tack this down as well. And that should hold it in place. If you feel the need to tack it on all 2 sides or 3 sides or 4 sides, whatever makes you feel comfortable. I'll use the pink this time. I'm going to use some of this just to dab it once and then just gently blend it in like that. Right, I have no idea what this is going to turn out like. I have not used this particular stencil before. So what we'll do is we'll take that off carefully, and I'm going to put this to one side on my desk because I should be able to use that again. Take that one off. Yeah, coming off the card nicely there. And then take the one at the top off your card and hope it doesn't tear, which it hasn't. I shall leave a link to that tape. It's really good stuff. And then you take that off and there's your little picture, your nice blended stencil picture. And because I use the multicolored ink, then you've got those different shades of pink in there, which I think is really lovely. You found out that you can make your own stencil using dies, and I just think that's beautiful. I've actually used that on a card before or something similar. And you found out that you can tape it, so that's your budget option. Just buy some low-tack tape, tape it around the edge, tape the card down or whatever you're using, tape the stencil, and Bob's your uncle. There you go. So that's just an introduction to stenciling. There are so many absolutely beautiful things you can do with your stencils. If you do a search for YouTube on stenciling hacks or stenciling methods, you will find some absolutely beautiful things that you can do. I'm not going to cover those here because this is just an introduction to stenciling. I think in one of my earlier videos I showed you how to make your own stencil just using a piece of card or paper, folding it over, cutting bits out, and you've got your own little pattern there. So you can even have a look on YouTube for making your own stencils if you want something even more budget friendly. But that's just a few ways to do it. I'm sure you'll find more if you do your own searching, but this is just a simple, quick video just to show you how to do it anyway, just to start you off. But whatever, I hope you found it helpful. I really, really do appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you watching my videos. I appreciate your subscription, sharing, comments, anything like that, all of which I need at the moment because my channel is still, well, I'm still trying to get it to take off because it's very difficult on YouTube to get seen and all the plethora of videos there are out there. So every view, every watch, every comment, every share is so much appreciated. You have no idea. But thank you for staying with me anyway, and I hope you have a great day. Bye bye now.